When her son stepped through the front door, Claire Matthews dropped the glass in her hand. Not because he'd been missing, but because everything inside her recoiled. That wasn't her son. The face was his. The jacket, the shoes, identical. Even the voice sounded right. But his eyes didn't meet hers. They floated past her face like she was furniture. And when she asked, barely able to speak, where he had been, he said something that froze her blood. "I saw myself in the woods." And he smiled before I did. That's when the real nightmare began. March 11th, 2014. Woodbury County, Oregon. It began like any other Tuesday. Claire packed her 13-year-old son Liam's lunch, reminded him about his science homework, and watched him leave for school at 7:32 a.m. He walked, like always, through the side gate, backpack over one shoulder. He never came home. Liam was last seen leaving Woodbury Junior High at 3:07 p.m., heading toward the woods behind the soccer field. He'd taken the shortcut 100 times. By 4 o'clock, Claire felt something was off. By 6 o'clock, she was calling his friends. By 9:30, police issued a missing persons report. By sunrise, nearly 40 people were searching the woods. At 7:12 a.m. the next day, Liam walked through the front door. He wasn't hurt. His clothes were clean. He didn't look tired, scared, or cold. Claire ran to him, then froze. He was watching her, not like a boy seeing his mother, more like a stranger gauging her reaction. She later told investigators, "It looked like Liam. It sounded like him, but it wasn't him. His voice was familiar, but the rhythm was wrong. His sentences clipped, over-controlled. His head tilted just slightly, like he was copying an expression, not feeling it." Then he said carefully, "Hi, Mom?" Claire wanted to believe. She hugged him. He hugged back. But his grip was wrong, too measured. His hands rested on her back like they weren't sure what to do there. And he didn't smell like anything. Not the woods, not sweat, not even detergent. She told herself it was trauma, that he was in shock. But the feeling only got worse. He forgot the Wi-Fi password, his name and birth year. He didn't remember where they kept the cereal bowls. He called their dog Sam. Her name was Daisy. When asked again where he'd been, he said, "I saw someone. Across the trees. He was me." Claire began writing everything down. March 13th. Liam ate with his left hand. He'd always been right-handed. When she asked about it, he said, "That's how he eats." March 14th. She played his favorite comedy. He watched it silently, face blank. When the ending came, he turned to her and asked, "Do they always pretend to be happy?" March 15th. She found him standing in front of the hallway mirror, not fixing his hair, just watching. But his eyes weren't focused on his reflection. They were slightly off, like he was watching something behind the glass. That night, she woke to whispering. She found him crouched beside the floor vent, eyes closed, mouth moving. "What are you doing?" He opened his eyes. They were calm. "He's still down there," he said. "I can hear him when it's quiet." The police asked him to describe where he'd been. "In the soft place," he said, "with no colors, no sky. But I heard you calling." When they pressed, he added, "I followed myself through the trees. I think I was the second one." He stopped answering questions, but he started drawing. Spirals, doorways, eyes, and always, 2 identical boys, one reaching, one still. Then new symbols appeared. Broken mirrors, hands with too many fingers, long shadows. Claire started cataloging every page. March 17th. She reviewed their doorbell footage. She needed something real. Second 12. Liam appears on the porch. Second 14. He turns his head. Second 16. A second figure enters the frame. Same height, Same hoodie, same face. Second 17, Liam opens the door. Second 18, static. She showed it to the police. They said, just a glitch. She brought it to a tech. He watched it frame by frame and said softly, I think the first one went in. The second just stood there. Claire wrote, I don't think he ever came back. I think something else did. 5 days later, Liam vanished again. His bed was made, shoes gone, back door unlocked. The search resumed. 1 mile into the woods, near the creek, Liam's clothes, folded, dry, no dirt, no prints. Next to them, his notebook, almost completely burned, except 1 page, 2 boys, a shattered mirror, a staircase descending into black. One of the boys had no face. Claire whispered. The other one came back. Liam was listed missing, again. No new leads, no suspects. Case went cold. Claire didn't stop. She posted in forums, shared the story. Then came the message. Idaho. A boy, 14, disappeared. Came back wrong, then vanished again. Shoes by the door. Montana, Utah. Same pattern, same age, same drawings. 2 boys, 1 fading. Claire saw a pattern, but no one listened. Then came the science fair footage. In 2018, the public library digitized old school events. One was from 2015, a live stream from a regional science fair. Minute 14:02, a wide shot of the crowd. Far right corner, a boy in a blue hoodie. 4 seconds, staring directly into the camera, blank face. Claire received the link from a retired teacher, watched it 20 times. It was Liam, she said, but something in his eyes was gone. She paused the video. Behind him, a hand, reaching from behind a display, thin, pale, too long. The video cuts mid-frame. The next file won't open. Claire moved away. Smaller house, smaller town. No mirrors in the hallway. But she kept the notebook. Final entry. February 9th, 2021. I hear footsteps outside at 3 a.m. Sometimes 1 set, sometimes 2. The second drags. I saw something in the window. Looked like Liam, but the smile was wrong. It didn't end. I don't think I let the wrong one in. I think the wrong one found its own way. In 2022, a podcast covered the case. They interviewed Deputy Fields, one of the first on scene. I don't think the boy who came back was dangerous, he said. I think he was scared. He kept looking over his shoulder, even in the interview room. He added one more thing. A drawing, identical to Claire's, appeared in his mailbox. No stamp, no note. 2 boys, 1 normal, 1 blank-eyed, and something tall behind them, in the trees. The file disappeared before he could log it. Then came the campground. Ashland, Oregon, 4 a.m. A family heard voices in the woods. 2 children, same tone, same rhythm. One voice, calm. The other, pleading. You promised you'd stay. You weren't supposed to leave me here. Rangers found nothing. But between 2 trees, a hoodie, blue, torn left sleeve. Inside the pocket, a folded drawing. 2 boys, 1 smiling, 1 crying. Behind them, a black doorway, archived as unfounded. Claire never saw it, but every night she leaves the porch door cracked, just slightly, not in hope, to let it know she remembers. And if it comes back again, she won't ask who it is, she'll know.